So this is the brand new lawsuit of XQC suing Adept. Fresh off the blocks here, you see XQC, Felix Langal, Samantha Lopez, and others, because there is someone else that gets brought up in the lawsuit per se. If you know XQC, he is one of the most popular streamers in the world, sitting at 12 million followers on Twitch. Well, recently, juicers know back in the day, he bought two cars. He bought a $100,000 BMW, but most importantly, he had bought a $320,000 McLaren. And as of lately, his ex-girlfriend, I want to put emphasis on girlfriend, recently had a spat on the internet. And this is all likely because of this statement right here, because she was recently served a new lawsuit.
So that's a good thing. Middle of the stream, like a couple hours ago, I got a text saying that lawsuit was received. Served and received.
Lawsuit was received.
Good luck in court, bro. I'm not gonna show up. I don't think I have to go.
Now, new lawsuit received. He doesn't have to show up. We do have his hearing date as well. So the lawsuit is over her selling the McLaren. Now, he talked about her selling the McLaren. Here's him talking with Aiden Ross about it. And they go into it because people are like, yo, what's up with the McLaren? A lot of people want to know. He confirms, hey, the McLaren was so. And
there was a court order in motion so that the asset was not to be driven.
Yeah.
Sold or altered on the title. Okay.
Okay.
Car was frozen entirely. Somebody took the car, changed the title, then drove it to the dealership, and then sold it against all the fucking court documents. You know, so I don't give a shit.
Then what happened?
Well, I mean,
wait, she ate it?
I mean,
chat.
All I'm saying is that's not really giving somebody something. It's like kind of the opposite.
She kind of finesse,
you know.
Soul, yeah. So how much did she make off that?
It's gonna suck you because like it's like a big loss, you know.
Yeah.
The car depreciated over time because if it was driven a lot, and apparently it was sold for less.
Yeah, what was it sold for?
I don't know the number.
He know.
They didn't say. Look,
it was sold for about $200,000, right? So the car was sold for about $200,000. Now you're wondering, like, you know, here is what was supposed to happen. Now you can look at this as they agreed to these terms that the McLaren was not to be operated the McLaren. Now, nothing says technically it's not to be sold per se. So you do have a little wiggle room. Now, if you remember her affidavit, she says, hey, this car is both of ours. And remember, when I said it's in green, she talked about the McLaren being both of theirs. And I said, hey, is it both of y'all's? Because both of your names are on the title. Okay, so ownership is 50-50, but who put down all the money? Today, you're actually going to find out who put down all the money. Right now, the McLaren, I did get the court docs. If you guys don't remember, the Carfax is what I pulled up. I put up the Carfax, I cut a video on it, and it says, hey, it had a new owner in 2023. And you're like, well, when was the new owner? When you scroll down, owner number 2, purchase date 12/11/23. Okay, title issued or updated, new owner reported. So as Adept said, hey, she sold her car in February. There is a small update to the car being sold in February, and it is in, I believe, Miami right now. So if you look at it, this is the most recent Carfax that I pulled. It's allegedly at Jaguar Palm Beach. Let me down there. I can't confirm if that's true or not. So as a result of all of that, XQC vowed to get justice for it. So here is the cover sheet, right? So this is a real court case. This is brand new. This is the cover sheet for the lawsuit that he is suing her ass in. And as you see, it exceeds $35,000 because he wants a lot. And he doesn't just want the McLaren. He doesn't want the money from the McLaren. He actually wants something different. Now we're about to get into this right here is the summons, right? So he says, hey, the video clip I showed you, it's real. So she received this and it states, hey, you have been sued. You have 30 calendar days to respond. You need to get a lawyer. If you can't afford a lawyer, go to this website and they may help you, okay? You can call one. But if you don't respond, judgment may be against you. Now, this is May 9th, even though yesterday he said, hey, she got served. So what's in the lawsuit? Let's go to it. So this is the brand new lawsuit of XQC suing Adept. Fresh off the blocks here, you see XQC, Felix Langal, Samantha Lopez, and others, because there is someone else that gets brought up in the lawsuit per se, and it's a complaint for money had and received and conversion, and a jury trial is demanded. Now, hey, you like, this is standard, right? Like, well, you know, let's see what's in here. Let's see what's in the complaint. So we know the parties. We know, like, look, let's read the intro because they put a little sauce up in here for the intro. Hey, plaintiff XQC is professionally known as XQC, is a professional online gamer and streamer. XQC is one of the most watched streamers on the platform Twitch and one of the most notable figures on the online platform Kick. So, we know Aiden is probably the most watched. He's also a former professional Overwatch player. That was years ago. Samantha, I stole the McLaren Lopez, is also an individual and at all relevant times was residing at this redacted location, who is known as Adept, is a former Twitch streamer. So either, you're like, well, why did she stream on Twitch? She normally streams on TikTok, to smite the lawsuit, to say, hey, I still stream on Twitch. She was banned from Twitch on or about October 3rd, 2023. That was a great stream. You probably heard me say this. Checkmate, bitch! When she got banned. Now, jurisdiction and venue, okay? The court has, personal jurisdiction over Adept because it's in California. She's in California. So we don't need to stick too much to that, okay? But let's go to the factual allegations, okay? So in XQC's Factual, they're saying, hey, on or about November 24th, 2021, XQC purchased a 2022 McLaren S20S Coupe from this person, this company in Beverly Hills, Los Angeles, while XQC paid the total sale price of the vehicle, $327,000. God damn. In cash for the McLaren. It was registered both to Adept and him, and the alternative with the use of the word or. So let's break this statement down. Now we have proof, or according to him, that she put up absolutely $0 for the McLaren, but he put her name on the title as or, and the reason being because maybe at the time he had no license. However, if you know the lore, she was supposed to take her name off the title in place of his lawyers, but that never happened, okay? So now he says, hey, pursuant to section code 4150, a registration in this style means each co-owner shall be deemed to have granted the other co-owners the absolute right to dispose of the title and interest in the vehicle. So you're like, okay, well, what is 4150-5? I know you guys don't know because y'all not looking it up. So what did I do? I took it upon myself and I looked it up, okay? So here we go right here. A vehicle or vessel may be owned by two or more co-owners. Co-owner names may be joined by and or. All owners must endorse the title or registration application to register the vehicle vessel, but the requirements for releasing ownership vary, okay? So this is a longer about way of saying, hey, if the title says or, then only one person needs to be present to sell the vehicle or to change the title because it says or. All right, let's get back to the court doc, the lawsuit. All right, so it has to load. It does this little weird thing where it just doesn't load. So we know that there are joint owners, okay? Joint owners. All right, so however, it also creates a joint interest in the property such that it is owned in equal shares pursuant to section code 683. Now, look, of course, I know you guys didn't look up section code 683, but I did. I looked it up for you, and right here, clear as day, a joint interest is one owned by two or more parties in equal shares by a title created by a single will or transfer when expressly declared the will or transfer to be a joint tenancy or transfer from sole owner to himself or herself or others. Long story short, this is a roundabout way of saying that they both own the car, considering that their names are on it. You know, I'm not a lawyer, but that's my big brain interpretation. And I think his lawyer agrees. So we can move forward with it. Give me a second. So on or about December 11th, right here, 2023, Lopez sold the McLaren without XQ's consent, knowledge to a resident of Rancho Cucamonga, California. So I don't know who this person is. This is why you put an L in the lawsuit, because maybe they could be a witness, right? Maybe she told them something about the car that was not true. So upon information and belief, the sales was completed in that city. The car was later registered by the new owner at a Rancho Cucamonga, California DMV. Subsequently, XQC discovered that Lopez sold the McLaren after he saw a video made by HenryResilient showing the Carfax. Oh, that part not in there? Oh, I must have misread it. It was the Carfax video for sure. Okay, so Adept never paid XQC his share of the proceeds from the McLaren sale or paid her share of the vehicle registration that took place on October 31st, 2023. All right, so upon selling the McLaren, Adept received money that was intended for the benefit of XQC and is informed and believes the amount received by Lopez is in excess of $200,000. And this is easily confirmed by like the Carfax. It's worth, okay? So what does he want? What does he want? He's like, look, first cause of action, money had and received. You're like, oh shit, what is this? All right, so all provisions, allegations, he's alleging everything up top is true. He reaffirms that, hey, she sold the McLaren. She got more than $200,000, but it was intended to be used for the benefit of XQC. As described more in detail above, the money was received as proceeds from the sale, which they jointly own. He was not notified. The money received by Lopez was not used for him. The money received by Adept was not given to him. As a result, he seeks damages in the amount in the excess of the minimum jurisdiction of this court. Now, here's the thing, right? He acknowledged that they both owned the car. So at best, she's looking at $100,000 going his way, on top of the legal fees from the first case that is delayed by her motion for a new trial temporarily. So second cause of action, conversion. All right, so he alleges everything is true. Okay, now he's like, look, I have a definable interest in the sum of the money that is capable of identification and which is being withheld by Adept, even though it rightfully belongs to him. So you got to run my man his money because he needs all of that. We need more spins, but at the same time, it's his money. He should be able to do whatever the hell he wants to do with his money. If he owned the car or they owned the car and she sold it, she was supposed to give him half, bare minimum. But because she's greedy, she feels entitled, and he's a millionaire, she probably was like, I'm not giving you nothing. Ha, 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 I sold your dream car. And he's like, well, ha, 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 joke's on you. Let's run this goddamn lawsuit, okay? Run this lawsuit. She like, But anyway, keep going. He did not get his cut, okay? He seeks damages in the amount of excess the minimum jurisdiction of this court. Now, this is where he going for punitive damages. This is where he kept trying to bankrupt her. Not knowing if he's going to be successful, but this is what he's about to allege. These are some serious allegations. Adept's conduct, as described herein, was done with a conscious disregard of XQC's rights, which I agree with wholeheartedly, with the intent to vex, annoy, and or harass XQC to unjustly profit at his expense. This is another true statement. Such conduct was unauthorized and constitutes oppression, fraud, and or malice under California Code 3294, entitling him to an award of punitive damages in the amount, to punish or set an example. He want her to be made an example, amount to be determined at trial. So this is where the millions come in. The punitive damages could, if awarded, exceed the 100,000 that he's won. If they feel like, hey, he wants it. Now you're like, well, what the hell does he want? Someone say fraud. Yeah, she could have sold it under fraudulent pretenses. You do have a recording that I just played where she said she sold her car in February. So maybe when the car exchanged hands, it was under some consignment right here. So remember, Carfax says 211 it exchanged hands. And remember, the Carfax at the top puts the value right here. It was worth $288,000, and you have to imagine, like, God damn, she really sold it for less? Yes, she did, because she, what the hell is happening with the website? Because she don't care. Okay, so here's what he's wanting. He wants prayer for relief, guys. You know that the judge is God in these courts. So he wants compensatory and general damages. He wants his legal fees paid, the cost of action. He wants a pre and post judgment with interest. So I think the interest rate like 10%. Punitive damages on the second cause of action. He wants accounting. This is interesting because he wants to know exactly how much she sold the McLaren for. 100%. And any other further relief. And it was signed by his new attorney, which they are a super team. I didn't want to out them just yet, but they are a super team of lawyers. And he's also demanding a jury trial. Now, when it comes to the case and what date it is, they have a hearing set for. Here it go right here. This is the lawsuit, trial setting of conference, case notice. So the hearing is set for November 12th, 2024. Now, mind you, this means he would have been in litigation with this person for going on 2 years with just a freaking brackin' girlfriend. Now, it says enclosed the seal envelope mailed to the interested party addressed above for collection and mailing. This date following the standard court practices. I think she got this lawsuit via certified mail, and she may have signed for it. So with that being said, I'll bring up the lawsuit one more time just to show you guys. This is how goofy it can get when you like, oh, I love her. She would never do it. She would never sue me. She's my everything. And then lo and behold, you think that, and you look up and your goddamn McLaren is gone. But what do you think, guys? This is him trying to attempt to get his money back. The whole or thing and him and the joint ownership, that is going to be up for him in court. I hope he gets his 100,000. I hope he gets everything he's owed. But according to the summons that she has 30 days from today to respond. And this is a different court. This is a bigger court. This is not some rinky dink, no disrespect to Texas court, but this ain't that. Okay, so she may not have as much pull as she had in the Texas court where it's just one person running the court docs. Now, I'll tell you this, when we went to go get the court docs last night on Henry Court, the goddamn website crashed. I kid you not. I couldn't get in until this morning. And that's when I got all these legally obtained court docs. But let me know what you think of Adept getting sued finally by XQC for the sale of the McLaren. He said it's 2 lawsuits coming. 1 of 3 as at the beginning. We'll see what they are. Stay tuned for more court case updates. See you in the next video. Peace.